You would have heard rags to riches stories of many people, but the movie The Pursuit of Happyness will give you a very different narrative of life. It will teach you how you can achieve something if you are dedicated enough to get it, no matter what hardships life throws your way. Want to find out what is so different about The Pursuit of Happyness? Well, stay with us till the end of the video to learn the secret, and let's begin. The film centers on Chris Gardner's extraordinary path from homelessness to prosperity as a stockbroker, all while raising his small son, and it's set in San Francisco in the early 1980s. Chris Gardner is a diligent individual who struggles to make ends meet by providing doctors with bone density scanners. Although the product is costly and difficult to sell, he still has faith in it. His spouse, Linda, works 2 shifts at a hotel, and their marriage is suffering as a result of the financial burden. Their expenditures are mounting, and they can hardly afford to pay the rent. Chris sees a well-dressed man parking a fancy car one day. He inquires about the man's occupation out of curiosity. He learns that the man is a stockbroker. Chris chooses to pursue a career in finance after becoming fascinated by the concept. He sees it as a chance to give his family a better life. Even with his optimism, things begin to unravel. Taking their son Christopher with her, Linda decides to leave Chris because she is tired and fed up with him. Despite Chris's pleads to stay, she departs, unable to handle their precarious financial condition. Chris persuades Linda to allow Christopher to live with him after realizing he cannot survive without his son. Chris, who is committed to making a change in his life, applies for an unpaid internship at the esteemed stock brokerage company Dean Witter. Although there is only one opportunity available, the internship is extremely competitive and offers the possibility of a career at the end. Chris is aware that to get the job and support his son, he must put in more effort than before. Chris and Christopher lose their residence because they don't have any money. They wind up spending the night any place they can find a safe spot to sleep, including restrooms and homeless shelters. Chris doesn't let his son witness his dejection despite these difficulties. Instead, he stays resolute. Chris has a demanding schedule. He calls prospective customers cold in the mornings in an attempt to close a major account. He spends his evenings preparing for the licensure exam that he must pass to work as a stockbroker. Despite everything, he never forgets to look after Christopher, who gives him courage and inspiration. The sequence in which Chris and Christopher are forced to spend the night in a subway restroom is among the most harrowing moments in the film. Chris uses his creativity to convert the dire situation into a game, in an attempt to make it an adventure for his son. It's a moving scene that demonstrates his devotion and love as a father. An internship is a life of perpetual effort. Chris balances his studies, work, and son's care. He runs from one end of the city to the other to ensure Christopher attends childcare and school. Chris makes an effort to be upbeat, but it's clear that he is stressed and tired. He never allows Christopher to feel the weight of their predicament, despite everything. Chris's commitment and diligence are beginning to bear fruit. His work ethic and tenacity impresses bosses. He meets Walter Ribbon, a significant potential client, one day. Chris offers to assist Walter in painting his house to go above and beyond to secure the account. When Walter consents to let Chris manage his money, his diligence is rewarded. Chris's prospects at Dean Witter considerably increased with this new client. He keeps pushing himself, juggling his demanding internship schedule with his obligations as a father. His relationship with Christopher deepens, and the film's central emotional theme is the joy and playfulness they enjoy. The day finally comes when the interns are informed of who will be offered the job after months of arduous work. Chris waits in the office with trepidation, surrounded by rivals. Chris has been chosen for the position. His manager informs him over the phone. He tries not to cry because he is so overcome with emotion, but you can feel the relief and happiness. With tears in his eyes, Chris rushes to pick Christopher up from daycare. Their hardships now ended, he tells his son, and it's a moving scene of victory and relief that emphasizes the unshakable relationship between a father and a child. Chris's ability to secure a significant client and his will to remain firm during the internship demonstrates his expertise and dedication. The plot is structured around Chris's trials and triumphs. It starts with his financial struggles and progresses through his desperate attempts to secure a stable job. The middle of the story shows his lowest points, where he and his son are homeless, sleeping in bathrooms and shelters. The climax is his intense competition during the internship, and the resolution is his eventual success. This structure keeps the audience engaged, rooting for Chris and feeling every high and low alongside him. Chris Gardner's future is hinted at in the film's epilogue. He later founds Gardner Rich & Company, a prosperous brokerage business. A real-life message about Chris Gardner's accomplishments is included at the end of the movie, highlighting his amazing path from homelessness to financial success. Perseverance is the film's central theme. The perseverance of Chris Gardner in the face of extreme adversity is exemplified by his narrative. It highlights the value of perseverance, hard effort, and hope. The relationship between a parent and child and fatherhood are other topics covered in the movie. Chris's actions are motivated by his love for his son, demonstrating the extent a father would go to ensure their child's welfare. The film also addresses homelessness, poverty, and the pursuit of a better life, emphasizing the difficulties encountered by several individuals in comparable circumstances. The way this story is told in the movie is greatly influenced by its graphics. The extreme differences in Chris's life, from the harsh, depressing surroundings of homelessness to the fast-paced, high-stakes world of the brokerage firm, are depicted in the film. The ability to transmit mood is very well achieved through lighting design. While scenes that are brighter and more vivid indicate periods of hope and triumph, scenes that are darker and more somber depict Chris's lowest points. The amazing set design recreates the appearance and atmosphere of San Francisco in the early 1980s. Every setting, from the cramped shelters to the modern brokerage business offices, has been thoughtfully designed to submerge the viewer in Chris's reality. The authenticity of the era is further enhanced by the meticulous attention to detail in the props and clothing. The Pursuit of Happyness is a subdued yet powerful sound design. To improve the plot, the film combines conversation, sound effects, and music. A combination of upbeat and depressing songs is featured on the soundtrack, reflecting Chris's emotional journey. At times of achievement and hope, the upbeat music plays, while slower, more depressing music highlights its difficulties. The use of sound effects enhances the film's realism. Additional layers of immersion are created by the sounds of busy city streets, bustling office buildings, and tranquil evening sceneries. The actors deliver their lines with emotional depth, and the dialogue is strong and clear. Especially in Will Smith's performance, the audience can experience every bit of Chris's anguish and resolve through his genuine and frequently unpolished language. Gabriel Muccino's direction is superb. It steers the movie with a distinct goal in mind. Muccino aims to create an emotional and inspirational experience with his choices of tempo, shot composition, and character focus. He lets the narrative flow organically, drawing the viewer into Chris's adventure to the fullest. The bond between Chris and his son is the focal point of the movie because of Muccino's direction, which highlights their private and intimate moments. He also deftly manages the pacing, making sure the movie remains a constant cadence that keeps viewers interested without feeling hurried. One of the main reasons for the film's appeal is the director's ability to strike a balance between the story's intense emotional weight and moments of hope and success. The Pursuit of Happyness has flawless editing, which enhances the overall coherence and poignancy of the movie. The sequences are trimmed so that the tension is built up and released at precisely the appropriate times. The spectator can easily follow Chris's journey because of the seamless transitions between his many life stages. When it comes to illustrating the passage of time and the development of Chris's challenges and victories, montages work especially well. These scenes distill drawn-out procedures into succinct, powerful moments that emphasize significant plot points. The editing's cadence guarantees that every scene advances the tale and keeps the plot coherent and interesting. So what are your views about this masterpiece? Please do share with us in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to like and share, and please subscribe to our channel.